Well, meantime, the administration just announcing that another Texas facility that will hold thousands of illegal immigrants, adults and children, Arizona Sheriff Paul Babeu says, whatever happened to just simply sending them back? And it's a good point, Sheriff. I mean, we're kind of hell-bent on kind of making them permanent,
yes.
Which makes me think that they're not going anywhere.
Well, these are residential facility centers for parents with illegal children, and this is just the fourth one being opened in the last few months. A couple in New Mexico, now here in Texas, and one even in Pennsylvania, and it broadcasts the wrong message. All these people have access, not only provided medical care, educational services, counseling services, and even access to legal support and representation. Whatever happened to our rights as Americans and those who break the law, there should be consequences. And we're sending the wrong message, not just to Mexico, but these Central American countries that now we have 90,000 unaccompanied juveniles, some of which are housed even in my county, in Pinal County, Arizona. And we need to restore the law and enforce the law.
All right, but we don't do that. And I'm wondering now if this is emboldening other illegals coming, and they might just say, gee, they all but set up a Hotel 6 for them, and what have we got to lose just trying to break in?
You're right. It incentivizes bad behavior, criminal behavior, and undermines not just the rule of law. You're sending a message not just to these 90,000. If anybody has an idea that they're going anywhere but staying here, think again. But you're telling the hundreds of thousands, millions of future illegals that if you make it to the border, you're home free. And we can't afford that. We have enough problems on our own rather than to reinvite. And so the same case can be made by the 40+ million juveniles in Mexico that they're fleeing violence and they're fleeing cartels. They can make that case arguably far better than those in Central America. And yet the President and Vice President Biden, who says that these are not their kids, they're our kids. It's just
well, then what happens,
divorced.
Sheriff, as I discussed with the House Majority Whip, if the President goes ahead with this plan to potentially grant amnesty to millions of illegals? How is that going to affect your job?
It's going to make it far more difficult. We don't have enough resources to fully do our job for the families that are in our counties, in these rural counties, yet we're tasked with enforcing the laws on the federal side, and with the cartels, with the illegals, and then what Scalise just mentioned, the threat from ISIS, is common sense for every American that this border is not secured, and forget just these issues we're talking about, but the grave national security threats that I'm concerned about, because it's going to be my deputies and local cops all over this country that if there is a disaster of some sort or an attack, it's going to be our cops that are going to be the initial responders.
All right, Sheriff, good seeing you again. Thank you
very,
very much.
Good seeing you, Neil. Thank you.